Everyone, welcome back to the quest for quail. Just wanted to show in the video kind of the setup we have here for the quail indoors. Right here we have 4 cages stacked up. It's total about a little over 6 feet tall. Each cage is about a foot high, and each one's 2 by 2. So right now we have 3 females and 1 male in these middle 2 cages, and then 2 males at the top. So we're either going to rotate them in or use them for meat, actually. And then on the side here, we have these feeders. This is like a 3-inch PVC, and as you can see, they kind of stick their heads out and have to reach down and get the food there. This is to kind of prevent them from rooting around and making a big mess with their food, which they do kind of anyways. Up here, I tried using these feeders here that have little holes cut in them. I think it's about 1.5 inches or so, and then just fill up the feed to about where, about the bottom of the hole. Let's see if we can take this out. As you can see, the door swings in, and I just have a little clip there to hold it. But yeah, so these guys, that's kind of how that works right there. If you were to do this, I'd recommend doing only 1 hole on each side, and that way when they start, let's say they're in the right hole there and they start rooting around, the feed won't come out the left-hand side hole. So if I had to do it over again, I'd probably do 1 on each side, and that's really all you need. So that's that right there. And incidentally, cutting those holes is kind of difficult. Using like your regular scissors or whatever is going to be tough. So I recommend using a pair of tin snips, actually, I found work best. So yeah, so this is the setup. Have a little egg catcher here. As you can see, someone's paying their rent. So that's nice. I think that's like our 3rd or 4th egg so far. So right now I'm working on building an outdoor setup for them. But this is kind of good to have. I vastly underestimated the difficulty in making this. I think this took me almost 3 weeks, and I'm about half done with the outdoor setup already in 1 day. So the trouble was, it was, snowing outside, had a lot of snow, but now that the snow's melted, I can do some work outside. But this is still nice to have in case we need it in the future. But yeah, I think total hatching, we ended up with only about 6 females, and the rest were males. So kind of the sausage fest going on down here. But I actually traded some of my males for more hatching eggs from another guy in the area that does quail as well. So that was kind of a good deal. Let's see, this rack is 3/4 inch PVC. The cages themselves are made out of 1 inch by 2 inch fencing, and then the floors are 1/2 inch by 1 inch. So I know some people have used, this is 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch hardware cloth. I know some people have used this, but when I've heard, their poop actually rolls down into these egg catchers. And these are actually at a slant, so as you can see, they're tight up to the bottom back there, but there's about a 2-inch drop there in the front. So yeah, that's kind of the setup. Looks like someone's trying to get busy down there, but they're pretty quiet. Maybe you'll hear them crow in a minute, but otherwise they're pretty quiet, and they take it pretty easy. As you can see, I didn't form the egg catcher here for these guys because, well, they're not going to be laying any eggs, the males. So, yeah, let's see, what else can I tell you? These trays were a little expensive. If you can come up with a better, cheaper alternative to these, I think that would save you a lot of money. But this is a pretty good setup. It's pretty sturdy. Some people put it on wheels, but I don't really see myself moving it. And if I do need to move it short distance, I can always just pick it up with 2 people. These were this is 3-inch PVC. As you can see, I just kind of attached them here, drilled a hole in there and attached them. And I think this is a 2-inch trough here. I think if I had to do this over again, not only would I need to use the caps and put some caps on here, but when I make more of these, I might actually just drill a hole in here so they can stick their heads in, because as they root around, they can fling up some of the feed, and that's why you see some of it on the ground. You can hear it hitting now. This one down here, I think. But yeah, that's the setup. Let's see, the watering. So I have the watering set up over here, just hanging from the ceiling, a 5-gallon bucket. If you turn on the hose, I have a spigot. I can just turn on the hose and fill up the bucket when it's low. And this tubing right here, I think it's 3/8. And I use silicone here. Definitely want to use epoxy. If I turn this a little bit, I get a little bit of water leaking, but nothing really significant. But once this drains out, I'll probably use epoxy. And then this just runs down into these watering cups. These watering cups have a little, let's see here if I can show you. Have a little yellow thing in here. And when they peck the yellow thing, it fills up with more water. If you hold it down, it'll fill all the way up and actually spill over. But yeah, that's kind of I like that watering system a lot, at least for indoors. I think during the winter it'll probably freeze, unless you use some sort of heater or something. And that tubing will definitely freeze if that's outdoors. But yeah, that's the setup. Let's see this. I got, like I said, I had 3 females and 1 male in each of the middle 2. So I think you can go up to about 4-to-1 or maybe even 5-to-1 in a pinch. But right now I'm building the outdoor setup, which is like 9x9. So I should be able to get probably about 80 quail in there once we start to scale up. I have 54 eggs in the incubator now. That just this is day 14, so another couple days they'll be hatching, and we'll get them into the brooder, and hopefully we'll be done with the outdoor setup by then. Be able to get everyone outside and enjoying this nice weather. So that's it. That's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, I'll leave some links in the description below to Amazon, the different items I used to build this. Some of the stuff I did have to buy at the local hardware store, like the tubing and stuff. But I'll leave the description, or rather, I'll leave that information in the description below. Not only the links, but also measurements and things like that. So, yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I hope you enjoyed the video.